Fellow colleagues, good morning to all of you once again. Today, I've taken a simple topic on qualitative and quantitative research methods. Till now, we have been discussing what is qualitative and quantitative, but let me elaborate in gist of this, when we have to use it, what is the characteristics of qualitative and quantitative. Coming to the slide. Now, the index is like this. First, I'll go for introduction of qualitative and quantitative research. Why we have to need for qualitative and quantitative research? Definition of qualitative and quantitative research. What is the main difference between qualitative and quantitative research? And finally, conclusion. We have only 8 to 10 slides, which I would like to brief. Introduction. As we know, in the field of business, science, and technology, economics, various disciplines, only 2 standard ways of conducting research. One is qualitative and one is quantitative. Quantitative research uses a statistical and logical observations to get a conclusion, whereas the qualitative research on verbal and written data. In short, quantitative research is generally expressed in numbers or represented using graphs, whereas the qualitative research is expressed using words for the given data or data sets. A data set is a collection of data. All of us should understand why there should be a need for qualitative and quantitative research. We have been speaking quite often since 6 months. We have to apply of qualitative and quantitative research. Now we'll understand what is the need for qualitative and quantitative research. Quantitative research is useful in order to gain an understanding of the underlying opinions, motivations, and reasons of an individual. It gives particularly insights into the problems. Also, the quantitative research helps to develop ideas and hypotheses, whereas the qualitative research is useful in uncovering trends, new trends, uncovering trends, ideas, and opinions, and gives deeper insights into the problem. The main difference is quantitative techniques, you are going insights of the problems, whereas qualitative will give in-depth knowledge of the problem. Now, what is the definitions of qualitative and quantitative? As we know, qualitative research is used to gain the understanding of human behavior, intentions, attitudes, experience, based on observation and interpretation of the people. It is an unstructured and exploratory technique. It is an exploratory technique that deals with highly complex phenomena. This kind of research is usually done to understand the topic in depth knowledge of the research. It is carried out by taking interviews with particularly open-ended questions, observations that are described in words, and so on. Now, coming to the quantitative research, it is a method relies in the methods of natural sciences, which develops hard facts and numerical data. It depends on facts. It depends on numerical data. It establishes the cause and effect relationship between the 2 variables using different statistical, computational, and statistical methods. As a result, we are accurately and precisely measured. This research method is also known as empirical research. So quantitative research is also known as empirical research. This type of research is generally used to establish the facts about a particular topic. When you are selecting a topic in the research, we are using about the facts of the topic. This type of research is usually done using surveys, experiments, and so on. Now let us understand the characteristics of qualitative and quantitative research. Qualitative research is a method of developing a better understanding of a human and social sciences in understanding human behavior and personalities. Whereas the quantitative research is a method to generate numerical data by using a lot of techniques such as logical, statistical, and mathematical techniques. Qualitative techniques is a subjective approach, whereas the quantitative is an objective approach. Qualitative is generally expressed using words, as we discussed earlier, and whereas quantitative is expressed in graphs and numbers. And coming to qualitative, it is an open-ended questions, whereas quantitative is a multiple choice questions. The data collection methods involved are interviews, focus groups, literature review, ethnography in qualitative research, whereas the data collection methods involved in quantitative research are experiments, surveys, and observations, various in numbers. Qualitative is an holistic in nature, whereas the quantitative techniques is particularistic in nature. The reasoning or the rational used to synthesize data in this research is inducive, whereas the reasoning for quantitative is deductive. In qualitative research, it develops an initial understanding of the data. Data is understood initially, thoroughly about the research. Whereas in quantitative research, it recommends a final course of action. It comes to the final data collection. The data taken in qualitative research method is a pretty verbal whereas the qualitative techniques is pretty measurable. Finally, the objective of the research method is engage and discover various ideas. The objectives of qualitative is to get various ideas, whereas the main objective of qualitative research is to examine the cause and effect relation between the variables. And last but not the least, it is one of the exploratory research methods in qualitative, and quantitative is conclusive research methods. Coming to the conclusion, quantitative data is important because it helps to understand what is going on in our business. We have to understand where we have to apply this qualitative and where we have to apply this quantitative. Quantitative research helps to measure how much something is it is realistically happening. With this, a small note, I will conclude my qualitative and quantitative research. It gives a brief application and usage of qualitative and quantitative research, where we have to use and what is the comparative study of qualitative and quantitative. Once again, thanks a lot for all the Eudoxia team, Eudoxia family, for giving this small opportunity to interact. This is my first interaction in the forum. Probably next time I should do much better. Once again, thanks a lot to President Sir, Director Sir, Registrar Sir, and one person by person for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.